Ashley, and welcome to AIP with Ashley. Here we are in my lovely kitchen, and we are going to bake today. One of my biggest things when I switched over was sugar, having to cut out the sweets. So today we are going to bake carrot cake, AIP version. On my channel, we talk about autoimmune related subjects, whether it is symptoms, diseases, or how we eat, which is AIP, and that brings us to today. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, please subscribe and ring the little bell so you'll be notified of my future content. Let's get into it. All right, like I said, today we are making AIP friendly carrot cake. And I will be doing this with the help of my lovely assistant, Mya. She's very pleased to meet you all. So, strap in. It might be a long video. We have lots to do, so let's get going. Okay, you will need 1 cup coconut flour, a 1/2 cup arrowroot powder, 1 tablespoon cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of both ginger and baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/3 cup maple syrup, 1/2 cup applesauce, 1 1/2 teaspoon vanilla, 1 teaspoon apple cider vinegar, 1 cup melted coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of real gelatin, a 1/2 cup of water, and 1 cup of grated carrots. A mixer, a rolling pin, parchment paper, some sort of scraping spatula device, and I forgot to show you the gelatin. There you go. Okay, now that you have everything ready and hopefully laid out like I did, I think it would make the process easier. We are going to start mixing. Now, I will fully admit, one, you're going to get messy because if you can see my hoodie, this was just prep. I haven't even baked yet, so maybe wear an apron if you have one. Personal choice. But I don't have this recipe memorized, so I'm going to be referring to a phone back here that has everything on it. So yeah, let's get started. First, you're going to need a big mixing bowl. We're going to start mixing the dry ingredients first. And you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so first you're going to mix your coconut flour, your arrowroot flour, your cinnamon, your ginger, your baking soda, and your salt all into said mixing bowl. So I'm going to have my lovely assistant do that for me right now. Just grab one and put it. Dump it. As she does that, I'm going to actually let you guys know I'm so proud of this one because when I went AIP and we started to kind of like make these changes or be prepared to make these changes, Mya started making some changes in her own heart and in her own life, and she went gluten-free, refined sugar-free, and dairy-free all on her own. And at 13, I think that is pretty awesome. Not to embarrass you, but it's awesome. Okay, so the directions say to sift your flour, but I don't have a sifter. I'm not that bougie. So I gave her a fork and she's just gonna mix, hold it up a bit. She's just gonna mix that together with her fork while I get the other ingredients ready to go. Okay, so once you have this all, mixed together to the best of your ability, or if you have a sifter, sifted, you just set this aside while we blend together the wet ingredients. Once you set that aside, you're going to get another mixing bowl to mix together your wet ingredients. This is what you will need the hand mixer for as well. So I'm going to have my handy dandy little helper here. She's going to add all of the wet ingredients into this bowl. And those ingredients are the maple syrup, the applesauce, the melted coconut oil, the vanilla, the apple cider vinegar, and that's it. So you add that all to this bowl, and then we're going to get the hand mixer out and whip it all together. Oh, here. No, you can't. There we go. Just figuring out some logistics.
Thank you.
Mya likes to cook. She always has, or bake. She wanted to open her own bakery, but then she was making some life changes, and she didn't think that owning a bakery would be the best for the direction she wants her life to go. So I think teaching her to bake AIP is really going to help her not have to give up that passion of hers, but also allow her to kind of like pursue her other passions. You know, she wants to maybe be a physical trainer or something like that, and this would be great. Okay, so we're gonna deviate from the recipe here. It says to use a hand mixer to mix these up. My hand mixer goes from like off to like a million, and it needs to have some substantial batter there so it doesn't just fly everywhere. And this is still pretty loose. So I'm gonna have her use a whisk. Trade ya. There you go. Kind of show the consistency. You see, it's still really watery. There's not any like flour added yet. So we are gonna make a gelatin egg with this today. Okay, so what you're gonna need is a saucepan, a whisk any size, a half a cup of water, which I have here, and 2 tablespoons of the gelatin powder. At this point in the recipe, we are gonna go ahead and add this egg replacer. Just dump right in. I've got a spatula, and I'm gonna make sure I get all of the excess off or out of the bowl. Sorry, you can't see that all, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. And then now that it's in there, you go ahead and finish the recipe like normal. This is just like as if I just cracked a couple eggs in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my my beater. I'm gonna go ahead and use my beaters and whip this up. Okay, so this is what it looks like after the egg replacer, and I totally forgot that last step. Right after we blend this together, the first step before we did the egg, I was supposed to add in the carrot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quick and add in my carrots. Now that we've got our carrots added in and everything is done, we are gonna take this and we're gonna make it into one big ball. We're gonna use our parchment paper, and we're gonna lay that out. And then we're gonna put one on the bottom, one on the top, and we're gonna roll with our rolling pin until it is about 2 inches thick, and then start cutting out our shapes. I don't have a round cookie cutter, so I'm just gonna cut in squares. Okay, so my daughter Mya is going to roll this dough out so it's about 2 inches thick. Just light motions, you don't want to push it real hard. There you go. Okay, so here is the end result. I was going to cut them into squares because I didn't have a round cookie cutter, but I actually found that it was way easier to roll them out a little bit and just form them by hand. Now, this is not some grand, wedding cake. This is a tiny little 3-tiered carrot cake for like 2 to 4 people. I'm going to throw these in the oven at 350 for 40 minutes. All right, well, I have my cake in the oven. I am drinking my tea. Today I am drinking a wild berry. Lately I've been a fan of the berry flavors, just switch up the palate because I was sick for so long, and then it was, chamomile and peppermint and licorice, which I loved. Now I'm on to some berry. So I have the question of the day. What is your favorite dessert? So I want to know what your favorite dessert is, and the person who comments first, I'm going to make that recipe AIP friendly if it isn't already. So you just let me know what recipe you want to challenge me with to see if I can turn your regular favorite into an AIP favorite. Okay, so my cakes are done. They need to cool on the counter for several hours till they're really cool and set. But this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. Let's go make frosting. Hi, it is later in the same day that we are baking our carrot cake. And like I said, I showed you what they look like and that they need to sit on the counter for a bit to cool. So now we are gonna make our cream cheese frosting. There's no cheese in it. So I'm gonna show you what you need and how to make that and the next few steps. 1/2 cup of coconut butter. 1/2 cup of honey. Yes, that's honey. What's in there is that. I just got lazy. 1/4 of a cup of coconut cream. No, 1/4 of a cup of coconut milk. 1 teaspoon real lemon juice. 1 teaspoon vanilla. Put all the ingredients into the blender, and then you are going to blend that on smoothie or on high until it is all whipped together. This is what the icing looks like. Mine looks like slightly brown instead of white because I added a tad bit of maple syrup. It didn't call for that, but I did because I like the flavor. So now we're gonna throw it in a bowl, cover it with plastic, and leave it in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so the frosting is set. I have assembled the cake. It is meant to be a small 3-tiered carrot cake for about 2 to 4 people. And here is the finished product. I will see you guys next time. And as you look at the beautiful finished product, I want you to know that everybody that tasted it said it was amazing and delicious. I hope you enjoy.